What's going on, guys? It's Tim back at you again to bring you another video. Today I'm going to talk about 4 great exercises to build bigger traps. But before we get started, I want to ask you guys to like and subscribe and let me know what you think of all my videos so far. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the support you guys have given me so far. Hope to bring you a lot more videos like this in the future and to cover more topics. Let's get started. So exercise 1 I'm going to show you guys is the face pull. The face pull is a great exercise for balancing out your push and pull movements, especially since we tend to do more push movements than pull movements. Face pulls are a movement that I feel like even if you do shoulder press and bench press on 2 different days, you should do face pulls on both days just to make sure that you're balancing out the push and pull on both days to avoid any shoulder imbalances or impingements or just being a little front heavy in your working out. Now, face pulls can be very, very effective, especially for the rear delts, but the way that makes them really effective for the traps and the mid-trap stability is to really hold a squeeze every time that you contract the muscles when doing these. You really want to get strong external rotation of the shoulders, pull it back as far as you can, and just hold a good contraction there for a solid second, and then come forward nice and slowly without letting the shoulders come forward and let them really stretch out again. Now, I feel like the best way of doing this is get the elbows as high as you can, probably about to ear level, and really get the elbows behind the body at that same level without them sagging down or going too far up, and really forcing the knuckles to point back behind you, and that'll give you the strongest squeeze, in my opinion. You'll notice when I do this movement and all my other standing motions that I have pretty soft knees. Now this just allows me to keep good posture and to make sure I don't compensate by leaning back during the movement. Exercise 2 I'm going to show you guys is the W raise. The W raise is like a face pull with weights done as if it was a rear delt hinge position. Now I feel like you can have both the face pull and the W raise in your regimen because they both train 2 different centers of gravity. With the W raise, you are directly fighting gravity because you are leaning over the ground. This is going to make it that much harder to hold the squeeze every time you do a rep, and it's going to require you to go much lighter to get the form perfect. It's also going to require a lot more stability to hold that squeeze, and therefore as you utilize the eccentric on the way down and fight gravity all the way, a lot more stabilizers from the lower trapezius is going to jump in. So if I were to choose, I would say do the face pull for very high volume and do this workout for lower volume while trying to really utilize fighting the eccentric portion on the way down and getting as much stability from that movement as possible. Exercise number 3 is the Hexagonal Bar Shrug. Now I like the Hexagonal Bar Shrug because my hands are away from my body and they're at my sides, which helps me get a much stronger contraction. I feel like the entirety of my trap gets contracted when I do this. This is the sort of exercise you can really get creative with your tempos, your sets, how many reps you do, and how long you want to hold those reps, because no matter what, no matter how much weight you use, this is going to really challenge your grip strength. Grip strength will always be a limiting factor of this motion because throughout the motion you are constantly trying to keep a neutral wrist, which therefore activates the forearms, which makes it a lot more challenging to hold that weight the entirety of the set. So that being said, there are a number of ways that you can utilize this exercise. You can go for a very high volume and keep it low weight, really try to utilize like a squeeze on every single rep, or you can go for a higher weight and try to do powerful reps, or you can even get really crazy and do farmer's carries with this. Either way, hold on tight and your forearms will be built as well. Exercise 4 in this list is one that isn't utilized very often, and this is the plate raise overhead. Traditionally, when people do a plate raise, they do it from their hips up to eye level in front of them. This works primarily in the front delt. However, if you utilize the second half of the motion and go from eye level to all the way overhead and extend your head through your arms, you will get a very, very strong contraction all the way up and down the full diamond of the traps. Now, to make this a more challenging exercise, you really want to utilize the eccentric. This means lowering the weight back to eye level as slowly as you can by keeping those traps as tight as possible, really retracting the scapula, keeping the shoulders back, feeling a lot of stabilizers kick in, and just trying to hold that weight at eye level without it going any lower. This can be done for a much more advanced trainer. Now, if you're a beginner, you can find a bench and raise it up to about eye level and just start from there. Start by having the plate leaning on the top of the bench and raise it up and bring it back down slowly, of course, in order to progress to a higher level of training, but slowly bring it back down to the bench and then reset your reps from there. Guys, I hope you found this video helpful. This has been 4 trap exercises to add to your regimen. Be sure to add them on shoulder or back day, or maybe even combine shoulders and back together and find that you don't have to question whether an exercise is a shoulder or a back movement. Once again, be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what you want to see in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.